Back with turn 5. This will probably be the last one that I'll do. It's getting pretty close in here, and we really have illustrated most everything as part of the solo rules here. But we'll just finish this off and then wrap it up from there. So going into turn 5, spotting phase here. Not too much has changed. We see that our H-38s are still spotted because they're all next to each other. Our Panzer IIIs are all spotted because they're next to the H-39s, and the heavy machine guns are spotted between the Panzer IIIs and themselves. The only thing that's not spotted is the Hanemags back here and the 1 infantry here in the full cover. So now let's go with some orders. Now I lost 1 unit this last turn, but it doesn't change the number of commands I have. I still have 5 commands. So now I got to think about how I'm going to apply them. I think to start off with, I've got to start doing some damage to the French. And some game markers here. I'm going to put 3 fire markers. 1, 2, 3. On the tanks down here to try to take out some of this tank fire that's supporting the infantry over here to slow them down a little bit. And then this group up here is going to get 1. I think they're just going to get 1 fire marker because they're all going to just shoot at the infantry here in the house. And then the other unit here, this is one I've been trying to decide what to do with with them because they're kind of in a precarious position, but I think what I may try to do is to consolidate here, and hopefully my tanks can knock some of these guys out. They're going to gamble a little bit. I'm going to give them a move, but they'll actually be crawling from one spot to another. Try to get them over into these houses over here to kind of consolidate things a little bit and prevent the French from getting in there and still hold my 5 town hex lead on there. So that'll be all my moves on here. So this should be interesting as we go along. So let's go ahead and get the French on board here. We'll start with the heavy machine guns down here. Their roll is an 8 plus 10 for being on a cautious attack is going to give 18. So they're moving. They're doing a straight move. I guess they feel that they can now rush up there. We'll go with the stack with the suppressed H-39 over here just on the west of the town. And they will get a 51 with a plus 10. And that's going to give us 61. They're going to do a short halt. Okay. Short halt. That seems good because I'll shoot at them and then go into, try to go into the town hex here. Alright. Now we'll go with the other H-39s over here. That'll be a plus 10. 2 makes 12. So they will be a move as well. Alright, so they're moving. Trying to stay away from my tanks. Now, couple things here. Take a look at the infantry. And we got a couple, we've got one thing that we've got to note on this, and this is something with the solitaire or solo rules, is the fact that they've got to stay as a group. So they're still going to get 1 order, but they have 1 unit that is actually suppressed. And that unit does need to recover, okay? But he is in the vicinity of other units, so they are going to assign another unit. If he was not, if he was isolated by himself, he would just get a no command and attempt to recover. But because he's around everybody else, they will, the group of them, the platoon, will actually roll for an order. Now the second thing to note about this is that they are now in a victory hex. So as part of our special rules in the scenario is the fact that once a leg or towed unit dismounts, or excuse me, no, French units considered ice for victory purposes, control, their attitude automatically changes to static. All right, so now they are not cautious on the attack, but they're defense static. So we're going to roll. They get a 94, and we'll look on our table. But now we're not looking at the cautious. We're looking at static. So they're actually going to plus 20. So they are they're going to go into an entrench. All right, but they're already in some decent cover, so I'm actually going to make that a full cover with no command. So they're going to take a no command and just entrench. Now that doesn't mean they just don't do anything. What it means is they go into full cover, obviously, and they'll get a full cover marker like so. And they will also get their no command, and the no command is going to span across both those units, or all three of those units. And this will actually help the French, I think, because they can try to recover that unit. They'll consolidate their hold on the house here. Also, too, when I fire on them, they will be able to do defensive fire to fire at one unit that fires at them. So they could potentially shoot at my infantry over here. So there'll still be some action in here, even though they don't have any commands. And then the last one is my H-39s. And they will be cautious on the attack, so they get a plus 10, 63. So 63 is going to be a short halt, all right, but they don't have anybody in their vicinity to shoot at. So here again, look at the notes on this. For this, number 2, if no friendly units were in spotting range, this becomes an OW command. So they're going to actually take an Overwatch command. Overwatch. Here. So they'll actually go into Overwatch. They'll stay still and just kind of help protect the flank over there. Okay, so that gets us all our commands. Now let's see about who gets the initiative. I get a plus 10, 89. All right, I got the initiative this time. All right. I am definitely going to take the firing on this because I really want to try to knock out some of these tanks to get some points. Really try to do some damage over here with the infantry to slow them down. Maybe recover these guys over here. So let's start with our tanks down here. So start first with one of these tanks that will shoot at one of the H-39s point blank right in the rear, right up the tailpipe. On here. So let's take a look at the Germans. Point blank, it's 2 or less, got an 8 for a penetration. That's going to be good. They should be able to penetrate on them if they hit. So let's take a look at our to hit. So point blank is 90. Okay, target size, an H-39 is small, so it's going to get -1 to an 81. All right, they are moving, so they're going to go down 2 more, down to a 63. All right, it's not in light covers, not short halt, not damage, not shooting, not an Overwatch, no ammo limits, so forth and so on. So it drops down to a 63. So they're shooting on a 63. And what I'm going to do is, each one of these 2 tanks pointing in that direction are going to shoot at one of the H-39s. Try to get both of them. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But we'll try. Oh. So here's the first shot at the top tank. 60. That's a hit. That is a hit. It should penetrate. It's an 8 for penetration. The French tanks on the H-39s in the rear are 5s, but let's just see where it actually hits, because that could, if I hit on the turret, we could have some variable penetration. So come back over here, see where it actually hits. Oh, do the dice roll first. And it hits on a 7, which is a rear, which is going to be hull rear. Yeah, okay, that penetrates. I usually use variable penetration rules as well, but I think these are so small numbers, and I think I'm clear of the difference. It should be good, because the difference is 2 for the variable penetration. Maximum difference is 2 for the variable penetration. So it really won't make any effect because it's 8 against 5. So it does penetrate. Let's see what damage the AP does on them, and we'll go with this one. Does an 8. That's a KO. All right, great. So the top tank is KO'd. Damage, knockout, right there. Okay, so he's KO'd. I'm actually going to take the tank off here and delete him. And just move that there, and that there, and that there, like so, and that back over there. So that gets rid of one of my fire markers. Delete. Alright. Second shot, same thing, 63 or less. Going at that second tank. 83, so that's a miss. So the second tank misses. Yeah. Kind of my luck with this. I get something, but not enough. All right, so that gets those guys, one of those guys, taken care of and knocks them out. Next one, the third one is actually going to fire over here at the good guy, the guy who's not suppressed. Try to knock him out. The guy who's suppressed, I'm not, I'm not really as worried about him, I think. But the guy who is suppressed, he can do some rumbling around up here, which I don't want. So the third shot is going to go over here. Again, he's point blank, range of 2. They are moving with a short halt, and they do have a small size footprint. So it's going to be on a 63 again. Let's see what we do. 79, that's a miss. Ugh. All right, that didn't work out as well as I'd like to. All right, let me just update his marker. Okay. All right, so that's all the firing down there. Got one H39, that's something. Next thing is all of this firing up here going against these 2 units right here. So what I'm going to do first is the 2 Hanamags will shoot at one of the infantry in there. So let's take a look at those. So the Hanamags are right here. So they, oh, that's not it, hold on here. Here it is. So they will be firing point blank with a 3 on there against infantry in a, I believe it's a brick. Yeah, it's a brick structure. So that's going to be medium cover, full cover, which pushes them up to 8. So it's going to be 3 against 8 over here. So 3 against 8 gives me a base of 74 and an 01. So I really can't get an effective shot, but I can suppress them, which will be helpful. In here. So let's take a look at modifiers, if any. Moving, not vehicles, not suppressed, no smoke, no overwatch, no ammo limits. It's not overrunning. Yep, okay. So it's going to be, I need to roll greater than a 74. So 2 shots, 74, better. First shot. 81, I got him. Hey, all right, my luck's changing a little bit. So he's now suppressed. All right, my second shot with him, I'll take it here, although it's not going to do much. We'll see what it does. 92. It doesn't give me anything else, but he's now suppressed. That's good. And then now we'll go for the infantry, shooting at the other one. So that's going to be 9 against 8. Let's take a look at that on the chart. So it's 9 against an 8. So it's actually 50 and 83. So 50 will suppress him, 83 will reduce him with an effective hit. I don't think there's any other modifiers on here, same as the Hanamags shooting at them. All right, so it's going to be 50 or 83. So let's see what we got. 26. Ugh. Shot missed. Okay. Delete. Okay, so these guys all shot, so they're going to be now spot fired, but they really should be, and I don't see it on here, they really should be small arms, but that's okay. Fire small arms. There we go. Alright, so those guys have all fired. So that's all the shooting for the Germans. Now for the French, they just have this one shot here, going against these guys who are in the building, full cover over here. So they're going to be on, let's take a look at the H-39s again. They're going to be on a 2 into a wooden building. That's 4, full cover 6. So it's 2 against 6. And there will be some modifiers. 2 against a 6. So it's 69, 95. First shot's going to be with the guy who's suppressed. So it's going to be short halt. French 2-man turret, 20 plus shooter suppressed is 40. He doesn't even have a chance. That's going to be 109. So he's not going to even get a shot. The second guy though, who's not suppressed, is going to be just minus 20. So he's going to need an 89 to be effective, or to suppress. Excuse me. So here's his shot. 69. That's a miss. Okay. So he changes to a move. Okay. Okay, so there we have it. That's all the shooting. Now for the moving, and the French will go first on the moving. So I'm actually going to try this guy right here, the one guy I didn't knock out. He may try another overrun. Let's see what's going to go on with him. So he's going to try a move 78. And 8 goes down to 7. 78, 8 goes down to 7. 8. So he's gonna go highest value hex 7 fastest. All right, so he could overrun again. Let's see if he tries it again. Needs a 1 though. Rolls a 9. Doesn't get it. So he's not going to try to overrun, but he's going to try to move to a victory point hex on here. So he actually can. We're going to do this. He's going to go, let's move his turret off here. He's actually going to do his free turret move, his free turn 1, and he's going to turn 2, or he's going to turn 1, sorry, 1 point, 2 points, turn back, and then go 3 points and then turn again. And his turret is going to stay the same direction. That gets him out of here and moving towards that hex. Alright, so let's delete that. Alright. So now the other move we have with them is these guys with a short halt. Now they have half, which is 1. So they'll basically just have 1 movement. Be able to move 1 hex. So what they are going to do, let's see what they're going to do. So they roll a 90 and a 5. 90. That's going to be 90 with a minus 10 is an 80. So highest victory point value hex. Okay. And they're going to move fastest as well, I believe. No, 5 goes to 4, safest. So anyway, the safest will be just going into the hex. So they'll, well, let's just break these all apart here. Let's see, these are the guys I want. So I'll take all of them, and they'll actually take the victory point hex and then turn that way. So now the French have 2 hexes controlled by them. Let's get rid of that. I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hexes controlled over here. So that's the movement. That's all my movement within the game. Let's go to the adjustment phase. First thing will be turret adjustments. So he didn't move his turrets, so he'll actually move his up to there. Doesn't really matter. Both of these are going both ways, but I think he's gonna move his turret up there just a phase forward. They're okay. My turn's done here. They're gonna swing around because they need to hit some points over here. Maybe take out that last tank on there. Now I didn't move. I should back up here. I thought about this, but I didn't announce it. This guy is not going to move. He's going to sit there because I'm desperate to hold these hexes. So his move is not going to be a move at all, but to stay put. It may affect me here in a minute, as I'll show you with everything. So turret has adjusted full cover. I'm not changing any of my full covers. So now it becomes to the suppression, removal of suppression. So we'll start over here with the French tank. Now this is where I'm starting to roll with them because they're on off. So they're actually going to roll because they're a seasoned unit. They're going to roll a 0 to 50 or 1 to 50, or excuse me, 1 to 60 to remove the suppression. But they had another command other than no command, so they're going to actually get a plus 20. And they weren't under fire. Excuse me, they weren't under fire. So it's going to be plus 20, needing a 40 or better. 42, 62. So they don't recover their suppression. Okay. My guy over here, he can recover suppression too, but he's going to be in the same boat. He's seasoned, so it's going to be 1 to 60, but he's going to get about plus 20 because he had a move command. So he got a 55. That's not going to do it either. Then we've got these two French units. Now one of them has a suppression on, so we'll just turn that to suppression off, and there he's done. The other guy is suppression off. Now he had no command, didn't get any fire, didn't get anything. So he's got a 0 to 60 with no modifiers. Rolls a 42. So in that case, his suppression disappears. All right, he's back in good order shape. Try to put him on top. Didn't work. Okay. So he's back in good order shape. All right, so here we have it. That pretty much ends the turn, and that pretty much ends the video of what I was going to show you here. It gets pretty intense here, but you can see that the fighting for the town has really shown some real effort, by the French to get in there, based upon what the dice rolls are and giving you some guidance in terms of how the French should move. It's not written in stone. You can put the French in positions where you want, either weaker or stronger in terms of the attack or the defense in terms of whatever they're doing. It's just how you are able to respond to them that I think the system really gives the value. The whole piece where ambush comes into play, and the whole piece of not knowing what the French are doing with you placing your commands first and rolling for commands. Not knowing if they're going to assault, not knowing what they're going to do, really gives you the command decisions that you need to make in a tactical situation with solo play, much like you would have with a two-person play. So hopefully you can see that this gives you a real good sense of what the game is like and how it plays solo. Like I said, plays very well. There's not much sacrifice in terms of rules, in terms of playability, from a two-person to a one-person game within here. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.